So I have watched Jurassic World Rebirth a total of 5 times now, and so far it did get better after every watch, but now it's starting to stagnate a little bit, and I'm starting to find my feet about where I want this ranked amongst the other Jurassic movies. But because I watched it 5 times, just a few days ago on the release day, I decided that it was about time that we go ahead and explain that ending because I think I've worked out where the ending of Jurassic World Rebirth leaves us, and most importantly the characters of that movie. In that video, I basically went ahead and explained where the second movie and even the third movie in this trilogy could go, and I think a lot of people in the comment section may have actually agreed with my points being made. Talking about the mutants definitely getting involved, Parker Genix returning, and most importantly, Dolores and how she might set up a story where there's actually a disease or an infection attacking humans, which then would lead into the mutants having the cure, yada yada yada. Basically, if you want more information regarding that, go check out my Ending Explained video. But today, it seems like I might have actually been quite right regarding that. We have our first non-official but suspected details for Jurassic World Rebirth's sequel, whatever it may be called. And this information comes from none other than director Gareth Edwards. So it is official to an extent, but not 100% by Universal just yet, but we'll get into that later in the video. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video at any given moment, don't hesitate to press that like button and subscribe for all of your daily dose of Jurassic news here on YouTube. We bring you news, we bring you content, theories, whatever. Jurassic World Rebirth is here, then we have Chaos Theory later this year and Jurassic World Evolution 3, and don't forget Jurassic Park Survival also coming in 2026, so there is a lot to be excited by. But without any further ado, let's get into our very first details about the sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth. Now I can already see the comments flooding in. It's just going to be comment after comment saying, a sequel? Jurassic World Rebirth has only just released. I know. But just the other day, my sources confirmed that it seems like Universal are planning to go ahead with early pre-production of Jurassic World Rebirth's sequel, and it seems ever so likely that Gareth Edwards and Scarlett Johansson are both expected to return as well. And of course, their ideal release dates should be summer 2028. So those are the details that have arisen. It seems as though I'm not the only source who also covered this. Some reliable other sources also said the same thing online as well. So there is a great possibility here that those are our very first details about the sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth. But what about from an official source? Someone who's not really an unidentified source. Well, this is where Screenrant's recent article comes in for Jurassic World Rebirth, where they got the opportunity to interview Gareth Edwards, who is the director of Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, if you guys are unaware, Gareth Edwards was literally only hired to shoot the shot. He had no say in the script was already done, and that's kind of probably where Jurassic World Rebirth may have failed just a little bit. I feel as though a little bit of input from Gareth Edwards at the very least would have made this movie a little bit better. So the fact that we're now hearing he may be on for the second movie already makes me think that it's going to be a little bit better than the first one. But either way, what was exactly said in this article? Well, let me just remind you that there are spoilers ahead. But Jurassic World Rebirth director Gareth Edwards addresses the chances of a potential sequel. While speaking with Screenrant's Liam Crowley, Edwards discussed the possibilities of a sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth. The filmmaker liked his idea of a heart disease cure going wrong and wiping out humanity, leading to a new Jurassic Age, much like the ending of Rise of the Planets of the Apes. However, Edwards revealed that he envisioned Jurassic World Rebirth's story as a standalone film and didn't have any discussions of making a sequel afterwards. And this is what he had to say. Maybe there's something in there, but no. We tried to make this movie like a single standalone. When I look back at sequels, trilogies that I love, what they all have in common is that the first movie was on its own, and then it became a high-class problem of how do we now make the others? I've genuinely never talked about it with anybody, not a single conversation with David Koepp or Frank Marshall or Universal about a sequel. I think everyone's like, knock on wood. All they want is for the people to really enjoy this movie and make the best film that we can. And that's it. And then it's in the lap of the gods. Everything else, really. So from that quote alone, which I believe was probably interviewed about a week ago or maybe a little bit longer than a week ago, we hear that there was no plans for a sequel, at least from Gareth Edwards' point of view. But we must remember that David Koepp wrote this, and Universal, of course, know that we are going to have more people watching Jurassic movies, so they want to make more Jurassic movies. But what's interesting is that back in January, I believe, or maybe December of 2024, Gareth Edwards says that it feels like the start of a new trilogy. So at least from his perspective, he has something in his mind where he would like to write some kind of trilogy for Jurassic World. So just because he said that he hasn't had discussions doesn't mean it's not going to happen. As I said, reliable sources have come out with the same information that Gareth Edwards and Scarlett Johansson are expected to return. But again, it all comes down to what Universal want to tell and who writes the script. What they could literally do is get someone else to write the script and Gareth Edwards again to just direct the movie. So that's also a possibility. But where does this actually leave a sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth? Well, again, in my End and Explained video, I went ahead and said something about a disease wiping out humanity and the mutants having a cure, as well as some other information, which I highly recommend you go and check out. And that doesn't seem too far off what Gareth Edwards would like to do. And David Koepp, he wrote the original Jurassic Park, the second Jurassic Park, and this movie. He knows his stuff from the novels, and if it is the disease from the novels, then of course we can expect David Koepp to return for the second movie as well, hopefully with Gareth Edwards signed on at that point so that they can actually communicate and try to make this movie a little bit better. But then again, they don't have to bring back Gareth Edwards. Personally speaking, I feel as though the writing of Jurassic World Rebirth and the whole story concept, it wasn't great, but what definitely saved the movie was Gareth Edwards' input. What I mean by input is literally his direction. Filming, the shots, the CGI, all of that was involved from Gareth Edwards, and I feel as though that was where the movie excelled. So it would be a shame if we do lose Gareth Edwards for the second one, but I really hope he does return and have some kind of input in the script. But what is my take on the sequel to Rebirth? I think it has to happen. I said this through my reviews just last week. Jurassic World Rebirth feels like it was just missing something. I recently went to go watch it with both of my parents and they said the same thing, and those are the people who I look to when it comes to the general audience idea of the Jurassic movies. And it seems like that's the general idea from everyone, Jurassic fans and moviegoers. It just feels like the plot was a bit too simple, and it feels like you were just waiting for something more to come. And I feel as though Jurassic World Rebirth would have 100% benefited from some kind of external marketing media, some viral marketing media that's canonical to the franchise. The previous 3 Jurassic World films had 5 of those, believe it or not, and I feel as though once you actually learn those and study those, going into the movie, there's a lot more information there and it makes the movie so much more enjoyable. That's personally where a lot of my enjoyment came from Jurassic World Dominion. But when I watched Jurassic World Rebirth, and after my first and second viewing, I sat there thinking, yeah, it really needed to benefit from a viral marketing website. And it seems like that's not going to happen. Not even a post-release website either. So we have to accept that that's not going to happen. So that means to make Rebirth better, you need to make it into a trilogy. This movie, you know, there's a lot of problems with it, but there's a lot of enjoyment from it. But the problems can easily be wiped out from future installments. For example, when a movie releases, you think, yeah, that's alright, but then the sequel releases and it makes the previous movie so much better. That's when I know it's a good movie. It's making previous movies much better. And Rebirth has that potential. Whatever comes after Rebirth, the second movie and the third movie in this trilogy, it has the potential there to make Jurassic World Rebirth much better. That's basically how I felt with Rebirth. If I was to put it very short, it was fun, it was enjoyable, but it has its problems. But it doesn't mean that those problems have to linger for so long. This movie is one of those type of movies where it will definitely be benefited by a future installment, and hopefully a trilogy as well. So personally, from my end at least, I think that a trilogy and a sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth at the very least does need to happen. If you're going to have no viral marketing websites that are canonical to this movie, then you're going to need a sequel, because this movie just feels a little bit empty, but definitely can be filled in the future. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Whilst it may not be officially confirmed, at least Gareth Edwards has an idea in mind for what he would like the sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth to be, and it's actually not far off from my prediction I made just a few days ago about the ending explained for Jurassic World Rebirth. A disease that wipes out humanity makes a lot of sense. I just really hope that Universal realise this, keep Gareth Edwards, let him have his say in the script, and then produce something that will make Rebirth better and also be a naturally good movie. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like on the video, but don't forget to go down to the comments and let me know your thoughts about what you thought of Jurassic World Rebirth and why you think a Rebirth 2 needs to happen or may not need to happen. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.